Alright, hello everyone, my name is Shep, welcome back to the Butcher's Circus. Today we are going to be doing a best of 3, so we're going to be playing more competitive teams than what we've been doing like the past 2 days or so. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm gonna hold challenges and all the suggested teams for a bit, and today we are gonna be doing a best of 3 where we won't be repeating the same teams after we play them. So we're playing against Abradolf Lincler. We've played against them before, they're definitely quite a strong opponent, and they're gonna go for the immediate numbing instance value on my side, so I get that stun resistance there, which is just fantastic. And right now I have two choices. I could either start off with a bolster or I could start off with a beast file. I'm gonna start off with a bolster because I quite enjoy it. Minus stress taken plus dodge, it's overall gonna have a very good time against what Abradolf is playing here. So they usually play stuff like Goliath comp, so I was actually expecting a damage team, but considering they're playing stress and considering I'm playing the Immortal team, I think we're gonna have a very fun time here because ranging shot is kind of gonna make their offense feel not as good as they would want it to be, and the bolster and all the minus stress taken is really gonna make them have a hard time here. So they're gonna go Retribution, which is annoying because that dazes me, but it's not the end of the world because I will still be able to drop Beast File by the end of the turn, and I'm not particularly scared of the riposte because they do not have a single point of, what do you call it? They do not have that spiked shield or the shield spike, so the riposte isn't quite as scary as it could normally be. You know, it has minus 20% damage and then it gets kind of countered by that plus 10%, but man-at-arms base damage is like, what, 7 to 13? 6 to 13. So it is really not that great, without the shield spike, that is. The Higher Man's Repulse is a bit scarier, so maybe I should have gone for the Beast File first, but honestly I think that just Bolster is perfectly fine here. We have dropped the Reclaim on our Abomination because we want him to stay alive, and Flashbomb doesn't mind eating a little bit of punishment right now. There's gonna be a Vendetta on our Man-at-Arms of all characters. I guess he's one of the characters that does have the dodge here, so it does somewhat make sense. And now I could start with the aim shots already, or I could just drop a ranging shot, which I will because I failed the stress clear immediately. Thank goodness I didn't need it, but that's minus stress taken, and that's also plus 10 accuracy, so I'm quite happy with it. So here goes the Zealots. They're not gonna do any significant amount of stress, thankfully, but they do some decent amount of damage. Now we're gonna start using those beast files, and okay, that's quite a good outcome. You also need the accuracy for the beast file because having spike chain and numbing instance, you don't have any more accuracy, and the riposte kind of wants it. So they've used Vendetta already, so they're probably gonna go either Duelist Advance or Grape Shot now, and I guess it is gonna be a Duelist Advance on there. Right now, I'm gonna actually go for a bit of a weird play. I could drop a Bellow here, which would be good. Yeah, let's drop a Bell here, because I'm gonna have to keep Beast Filing, and I want to reduce the damage this Crusader does through Zealous, because it is quite annoying. I can clear the stress easily, but the damage from the Zealous can be a bit preoccupying, so hopefully with this they won't do quite as much. They still do the exact same damage rolls, so they're getting quite lucky on that. But I can't really do too much about it. I'm just gonna drop a Reclaim on this Man-at-Arms to make sure he doesn't get too scared to be close to this door, and after this we're just gonna drop more ranging shots, we're gonna have more fun, and everything is gonna be alright. We're gonna keep spamming those beast files, and I do have one thing on my side, which is the fact that my opponent cannot clear stress, while I can. They can heal infinitely because of the vessel, but even with infinite healing they will not be able to deal with all the stress they're gonna be outputting throughout the next, I don't know, a lot of rounds, a whole lot of rounds. For the next tournament, we're actually going to be fixing something. We haven't really decided entirely on the rules, but we're going to be adding like a soft cap, and the casters will be able to kind of just break matches up if they look like they're going to last forever. They might be able to just force a draw or something. So here I'm going to have to go into the riposte, so I'd like to have some accuracy for it, if you don't mind. So here we go with the ranging shot, and yeah, that is a nice buff, and also reducing our stress, so you're pretty much not going to be able to stress us out. You can see that right now I have minus 70% stress taken on the Man-at-Arms, which is just, you know, it's just brutal. We're going to go for a Dazzling Light here. They do not get the stun because we do have Snuff. You can see that we have 2 numbing instances and 2 Snuffs, so it is really difficult to break through our team, and we can just keep spamming this Beast Smile. Now we do eat a Repulse for 17, which is a massive amount. That is actually a really big amount. Repulse for 17, damn. It had to be a max roll on it. I didn't get the Bello debuff, so there's that. They're gonna go for that Zealous now, and keeps hitting me pretty hard, but now I'm just gonna keep spamming more Bellows. They can't really deal with it too well. I could also go for a guard, but instead I'm just gonna do this, and just enjoy myself here. I think this is overall better, because the stress will pile up, and that's going to reduce their damage. I am allowed to go for a kind of an early redeem slash exsanguinate, like it's perfectly fine to go for those. You have a lot of them, so if you want to do it to just stabilize your position with the Immortal team, like just do it, it's perfectly okay. As long as you don't go to their store and then you're playing risky, because playing risky doesn't usually work out too well for this team. They might drop a Grape Shot Blast now, but if they do that, they're just gonna hit them. They're just gonna suffer from the riposte, and it only hits for 4 because we haven't been getting crits. And, you know, 4 is still better than nothing, so we will take it. I could go for a stress heal here, or I could just go for a normal heal, or I could go for... Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this because I think it's gonna be overall okay on my Flagellant. They might go for a stun here with the Dazzling Light. That would be a smart move, but I'm not too concerned about it because they do not have double stun chance, so their stun isn't really that great. They're gonna go for Attribution and they get a crit for 2. Because why wouldn't they, right? God damn it. That is actually really annoying. But I'm just gonna click here and I'm gonna drop the Beast File now. Hopefully I don't get reposted down to 0. Okay, this one didn't hurt quite as much, thankfully. And we have almost gotten 1 Affliction on their side, and that Harman is already ticking down to 0. Not next round, but in the next 2 rounds, because I'm pretty sure he has enough duty on him. They might be going for a stun here. That would be a smart play if it works. If it doesn't work, they have to go for it, because if they let me get away with my Flagellant now and just go for a Redeem, they're going to be completely screwed. Because their characters are already taking down, like they're gonna have a horrible time. I don't think they can sustain through this, even if they get all the crit heals that they want to get. I don't get the heals on the other characters because I already got that this round, so keep that in mind. Would love to go first next round, but sadly I don't have that going for me. So instead I'm just gonna drop a heal here on the Abomination, because he likes it, right? And I do like the healing too. I heal for 29 instead of 24 because I dropped the heal with the Musketeers, so that makes you get a little bit more healing received with your Redeems and Exsanguinates too, so that's quite nice. Here come more Zealouses. There's 2 Bello debuffs on there. Oh, this is annoying. This is seriously annoying. Because they just keep getting those damage rolls in, but oh, there we go. Alright, there's a bit of justice in this round, and I do get a crit regen for 12, which is quite nice, and now we're gonna get that Harman Afflicted. Beautiful. Okay, Hopeless. Hopeless isn't too bad, but it's not minus damage, you know? I kind of wish they got minus damage, because that would stabilize the position a lot for me. Because even if they can't do a lot of damage, and even if they're a stress team, the more turns I spend healing damage, the more turns I don't spend doing ranging shots, and I quite like doing ranging shots, because I'm gonna miss out on the accuracy if I don't. So I'm probably gonna have to go for that soon. They're probably gonna go Duelist Advance on the Flagellant here. I will eventually just go for a guard. I will have to go for a guard next round, I believe, or else is it just gonna be a little bit too much to handle. And at this point, I think I'm just gonna drop a ranging shot here because I need the stress heal and the accuracy. So there's that going for us, yes, and minus stress taken as well. Sadly, this buff only lasts 3 rounds. Well, I mean, not sadly, I mean, if it lasted more than 3 rounds, it would be completely broken. But it only lasts for 3 rounds, so you have to keep using it if you do want to keep your accuracy buffs and your minus stress taken and all that. And now, these characters aren't really taking down to 0, so they're okay for the time being. I did get a crit, so if you do go for the hit, you're gonna take kind of a big repulse, but it shouldn't really matter because she's the one in the back, right? And wow, they failed the stun again. That is so unlucky. They failed 285s, actually. Yeah, that is really unlucky. I'm gonna do this now. You can see, even though we're getting hit by the repulse, because we are doing Bello debuffs, they're not hitting quite as much as they could be. So even though I'm having to hit into 2 repulse with my Abomination, he's still quite healthy. Of course, I'm also helping him out with Reclaims and Redeems and all that, but yeah. They might be going for a Rampart here, just to disrupt my Flagellant. It is quite lucky if they get it. It's a 50-50, it's not that lucky. I guess they're going to be going for Bello. That means that if they do hit into my repulse now, it won't hurt even near as much. Because the repulse is very unstable on that Abomination. And at this point I am still dropping to their store. So I will just drop a reclaim here onto this abomination, just consider myself happy. I will probably be going for a guard now. But even if there's a guard, they can still hit me with most of their stuff. It's just that I'll take less damage from it. But yeah, Zealous still hits me, Grape Shot still hits me. It's overall not great. But if they do go Grape Shot, they'll have to eat Riposte, so it's quite decent for me. Let's see, what are they gonna do? Oh, they're gonna stun the Flash Shot, are they? Hell, they don't do enough damage just yet, so even if they get to stun, it's not the end of the world here. Since they did get to stun there, I'm gonna click here and I'm gonna go for a guard. Mostly to prevent that Man-at-Arms from getting a Retribution Death Blow. They can still hit me with the Zealous, which will likely do 3 damage. It could not do 3 damage, I think. But I have to get quite lucky for it. Is this gonna be a Grape Shot turn? No, it won't. It's just gonna be a point-blank shot turn. You can see he's angry about it. He wanted to go for that Grape Shot. Keep in mind that I do still have a patch up, so... there's that on my side. Of course that they get a crit on it, because why wouldn't they? But I will now just drop another Beast File here. Oh, nice crit. I love it. And let's go for the Beast File. And yeah, see, we're still not taking a lot of damage here, thankfully, from those silly ripostes. You're ticking down to 0 already. You might be ticking down to 0. I think you will be, because it's gonna go like 12-9. So that should definitely be enough to take out the Man-at-Arms in 2 turns. Crusader hasn't really been eating a lot of damage, but they miss. They actually missed there, are you kidding me? Well, I can click my Flagellant now to heal the other characters, and then I can heal myself at this store. Because they can't hit me at the moment, because, you know, no Retribution Death, though I'm guarding. Yeah, they hovered over it, but no, you cannot break guard with that. It would be kind of broken. Imagine if Shield Spike or like Veteran's Content allowed you to just bypass guard. That would just be silly, honestly, just be silly. Because at least other abilities kind of have conditions to bypass guard, right? Because you have like the Grave Robber, after she uses Shadow Fade and she has a specific trinket, she can bypass guard while she's stealth, but that's like one of the only conditions, as well as the Arbol shooting through guards when the characters are marked, which also makes sense. So now I am kind of forced to go for a heal here because I didn't go first, so if I don't, they will just drop a Zealous, and overall, just not a very good time for me, but it's alright, I still have plus healing received. And Abradolf says, I remember this team from the tournament. Callan, W. Callan. Yep, W. Callan was the one that brought it all the way to the grand finals, but more people played it, wasn't just Callan. Mostly the Chinese competitors. So I'm eating some damage here, not the end of the world. I'm gonna drop a Bellow while I can, and just get those damage debuffs in. Make sure that they do not get too much damage against me, and that's just going to be a surrender. So GG's, match number 1 is going to go for me, and we are on match point for this best of 3, so we will not be repeating the same team, so do not worry about that. And if Abradolf does decide to bring this team, I have just the perfect counter for it, so let's see. Okay, it looks like they're not going to bring the same team, they're going to bring the Goliath comp. I've actually faced off against Abradolf earlier today. I was doing some ladder matches and I faced against them randomly, and they had this exact team, except the Leper had the Gladiator mask instead of the Red Tiara's net, so they wouldn't be able to slam me or purge me to the back quite as happily as they will be able to right now, which is not very fun, but I'm gonna try slamming them to the back because I do have a net myself and I got a crit, come on! Oh, okay, that's sad. It is a 30 if you don't get a crit, it is a 50 with a crit, so if you do get it, you're gonna have a really fun time, but you kind of have to go for it, or, you know, either that or you just go for the Crusader, but you do have to click the Abomination and transform, so in case they do purge, there's a chance that they do not get it, because you get more move resistance. I feel like you could get more than 40 move resistance, I think it would be fair, but they're just gonna go for the Revenge, actually. That means that they're gonna have no dodge. I could go for a stun on that. I'm not going to, though. I'm instead just gonna go for a mark on this Crusader. I'd rather let myself get stunned here than go for kind of a greedy stun. Because if I go for the Leopard, my stun chance isn't confirmed. If I go for the Crusader, I could literally miss, which would be very, very annoying. If they stun me right now, I will click and then I will shoot. So overall, it's gonna be quite a... Wow, stun with Hemlock. Oh my god, it's the Blight Crusader, actually, yeah. Crushed Hemlock actually kind of destroying my Crusader here, doing 13 damage total with that stun. I'm gonna take an extra 2 by the start of next round. That is kind of broken, actually. Yeah, that he does so much freaking damage. This is an anti-Crusader Crusader, actually. It's not very likely to get the double stun, but they will hurt you quite bad. So I go for a sniper shot here. I do not get the crit, sadly, but it wasn't too necessary, because even if I got the crit, I would have only dealt 44 damage. Emphasis is on only, but yeah. Are you gonna go for a heal here? I think that's probably a misplay, because that's very wishful thinking of them, you know, because I'm probably gonna do enough. Oh, come on, that's so unlucky. That is so unlucky that I don't do enough there. I didn't get either of the 44 crits. Oh man, WD, you're letting me down right now. Yeah, I am playing WD. It is letting me down, sadly. I did get to go first, so we all know whoever goes first doesn't lose is the name of this team, the true name of this team. I do have plus damage, so I could be able to do 7 here, but I'm not too sure if I'll be able to, so instead I'm just gonna use my action here to go for a stun on the leper, and yes, it does pay off, thankfully. I do want to de-transform stun the Crusader. I feel like that would be a smart play, but I want to wait for what my opponent will do here. If they flare here, they're going to die most likely on that Crusader, because I will just de-transform stun, but they don't know that. No, they're not going to go for a flare. I could stun, but I don't really have a follow-up. Because actually, what's my follow-up after they stun? I really don't have a follow-up, do I? No, I really don't want to de-transform. De-transforming sucks. I'm gonna go for a slam here. Oh, I only do 12. Oh, and I don't get to push either. I kind of wanted to go for a stun there, because I would do 7 damage, but after that they could just heal, and I wouldn't really have a... Maybe finish him would have dealt enough damage. Oh, shit, you idiot. Finish him would have dealt enough after the heal. Yeah, that was kind of bad by me. I should have gone for that on the Crusader. I probably would have dealt 7. Well, you know, it happens. I could have dealt enough damage to the leper there, so it's okay. Probably won't matter all that much. It won't lose me the match, right? Clueless. Okay, there's a heal there. I will still be able to do enough damage with my Arbalest, most likely. I'm gonna drop a finish him here on the leper, so they have to go for a heal there. And after they go for a heal, I will drop the sniper shot, and it should be enough, right? Like, it should be enough. Yeah, they have to drop the heal here, there's no other play. If they don't do that, they just die, so you don't want that to happen. You don't want your leopard to die on a Goliath comp. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get that sniper shot. Finally we get a crit on it, so at long last we do get that promised crit. And after this we have a few plays inbound. Depends on what they want to do. They're probably gonna heal with the Arbalest, right? Because that's the one that actually heals quite a bit. Yeah, they're gonna heal the Arbalest. How much do you heal for? 11, yeah, that's way more than I can handle. What I could do though, what I could do here is drop a Zealous. The Zealous will be quite handy for me. I could also drop a stun on them. You know what, let's stun that Crusader. I really doubt we'll do 11. We need a crit to do 11 right now, I think. Yeah, we need a crit to do 11, so it would be quite lucky. It was actually only 5 to 8 on that. Yeah, if you do have the spiked chain, you do way more damage with the manacles, but if you don't have it, it's kind of weak. Slightly weak. We'll be able to get a kill on the leper here though, because they can't finale immediately, so we're just gonna go probably Zealous, bam, and they're gone. So they're gonna go for a chop here. Do they do enough? No, they don't, so if they want to get a kill, they'll have to use it. They'll have to go through finale. It's a 90, man. It's a 90. I can't do that. I really can't do that. Thing is, if you go for that right there and you don't get it, you know, if you go for the 90% and you do not actually get that hit with the Zealous, like, you just lose. Because if that happened, I would, you know, I probably wouldn't lose. I'd still get the kill by the start of next round, but it would be really unlucky. Really freaking unlucky. And quite sad, too. So what I could do here is, instead of killing the leper, I could actually just kill the Crusader. But I'm not sure if that's too smart, because after that I will not have my Abomination immediately to just transform Rage if there is an Arbalest heal. So I'd rather just kill the leper here. They're actually going to go Dirk Stab, so they're going to be a little bit greedy and not go for the finale, I see. You know what I could do? Oh man, it would be so greedy. I could finish him into caltrops for a double death blow. I could do that. Oh, do I do 1 damage? Probably not, right? Oh, come on. Yes, I did 1 damage. I didn't get the death blow, but I did 1 damage, so that's fine. Yeah, I did 1 damage to that Crusader, so that's actually really good, because now he's going to be dropping down to 0. So it was a greedy play for sure, but I think it was a worthwhile play there. I think it was worthwhile. I do still have my action here with the Crusader, but I probably won't have it for long, let's be honest. He doesn't have the debuff on him anymore. Who do I want to kill? Oh, both. Killing the... Let's kill the Crusader. He still has his action, so I don't want to let him keep his action, honestly. I think that wouldn't be too smart of me. They're gonna go for a 60, but if they don't get it, they're really screwed, because then my Abomination will get a chance to... Oh, they're gonna go for it. Oh, then my Abomination will get a chance to just be kind of really strong here, but now I have to go for a 40. I do not get it! I failed the 50 and the 40, god damn! But it's not the end of the world, because I still get to go first next round. And if they heal right now, I will do enough damage to the leper with my transform whatever. And if they don't heal right now, I would probably just get the death blow anyway. So overall, they'd be kind of screwed here. I wish Ray could do enough damage. How much does it do? Ah, oh, god damn it. Okay, oh, Rage is a 95. Oh, really? Well, that's nice. Yeah, let's go for that. I'm not sure if you can hear Bianca in the background. She's kind of whining because I think someone is eating and they're not sharing their food. So Bianca really doesn't like it when that happens. But she's fine. She's just greedy. She wants more food than what she actually already has. But yeah, we're gonna drop to finish him there on the leper, and as per true WD fashion, whoever goes first, so that's the W, doesn't lose, and that's the D. And we are in a very advantageous position right now. They do have a lot of damage on that finale, but they need a crit if they want to go anywhere. They do 16 to 29 on that. With a crit, they probably still wouldn't do enough, actually. They're just gonna start dropping Dirk Stabs, and after this... Well, here's when things get a little bit tricky. Because if I do go for a slam, I have a missed chance, but thankfully it doesn't happen. And now, yeah, now they're in a really rough spot, because they're not going to get that finale off immediately, at least. So this is quite good for me. Also, they're kind of bleeding out here, which is nice. And now I have pulse accuracy on my sniper shot, so that's quite good. And Abradolf does go for the surrender. I think still a bit premature to go for that surrender right there, because they could have dropped solo. You don't really surrender when you have that amount of dodge, but even if they dropped solo and I missed like my next Abomination ability, even if they got the finale on the BH, even then I'd still have 2 characters versus 2 characters, and they have caltrops on them, and they're very low HP, and also almost afflicted, and my Abomination is not really as good as a Crusader at the end of the match, but he's still pretty decent, so I think I would have won that regardless. So anyway, that is 2 wins on this best of 3, so GG's to Abradolf. Hope y'all enjoyed the matches. So this is kind of the 2 teams that the Chinese players actually brought. You'd see them play WD and the Immortal team, so both of them are really solid. Of course, there's other counters to the Immortal team. I said that this was a counter to the Immortal team, like a good counter. It isn't a good counter, it has a nice matchup against it, because stuns and marks are just so freaking annoying to deal with, and you can deal with cards with your Abomination, because he has the slam chance, and he has all the nastiness, and even if they resist the stuns, which is kind of unlikely, because with double stun chance you can kind of stun through anything. Even if that does happen, you still have your thing that will break any guard as long as it's in position 1 and 2. So anyway, hope y'all enjoy the matches, and I'll see you again another time. Cheers.